facts and myths about Alzheimer's disease at ktar.com/ALZ. That's KT.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glory. My name is Eddie Law. If you've never seen this before, it's literally whatever the hell's on my brain as soon as I wake up. So, what was on my brain when I first woke up? Last night I did a show, it was like an hour, 20 minute, almost hour, 20 minutes of Breaking the Law with Eddie Law. I talked a little bit of football, talked a little bit of basketball, talked a ton of MMA though. A lot of people talking about this Nate Diaz Conor McGregor fight, talking like Conor McGregor is it's a foregone conclusion he's gonna knock Diaz out, right? And it's hard to disagree with that. Fuck Bisping. We'll talk about that in a second, my friend. But it's hard to disagree with the Conor people that are saying that he's gonna knock out Nate Diaz. I don't agree if certain things happen, and it's easy to say, hey, how you doing? And it's easy to say that, I know, but I'll explain why. Conor's got that Conor is a guy that goes out and he does it almost pretty much exactly what he says every fight out. And it's pretty impressive, to be honest with you. But here's the thing about Nate Diaz is that he's every opponent, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree on this. Every opponent that Conor McGregor has had so far has been defeated before the fight even started. And by that I mean mentally. He's in their head, right? Jose, definitely Brandao, absolutely Poirier. You know what I mean? He defeated all these guys before they even stepped in the cage. Chad Mendes, I'll even say he was one of those guys. Although, Chad Mendes was special circumstance, getting the fight 2 weeks out or whatever. The weird thing is Nate Diaz in the same situation, except for the fact that Nate Diaz is not going to be defeated mentally. You're not going to get in this guy's head. So, this is an actual fight. But here's the thing. 2 weeks, as much as Nate Diaz and both Diaz brothers, do their triathlons, they're in shape to do stuff like that. Fight shapes, it's different because when you're running a triathlon, when you're swimming, when you're on the bike, no one's punching you in the gut, no one's punching you in the face, no one's trying to take your head off. So it's a different kind of in shape, right? As we all know, Conor McGregor attacks the body pretty much right away, with the exception, of course, of the Jose fight when he knocked him out 13 seconds. But if you remember, came out against Diego Brandao right away with a spin kick to the body. With Chad Mendes hit him in the body plenty of times. It's part of the reason why Chad Mendes gassed. But I know if you want to destroy someone's cardio, you got to attack that body for sure. So I completely see Conor McGregor coming out with kicks and blows to Nate Diaz, early in the first round and seeing what he can do later on. And here's the thing about Nate. Nate has a chin on him. He could take a shot. But I don't know how many shots he could take from a guy like Conor McGregor, who's a massive dude right now. 170, he's a massive, strong dude, right? So, can Nate Diaz... McNugget was rattled by the steroid claims. McNugget was upset by the steroid claims, Mike. Dude was pissed. And you could tell. That was a mixture of pride and how dare you kind of shit. So, it's something to think about as well. It was the first time we saw McGregor. Now I'm taking your words, my friend. McGregor look a little rattled. You've never seen that in your life, ever. You've never seen it since McGregor has been fighting. So it's definitely interesting and worth thinking about a little bit. He told him good. Oh, dude, you know when he got him the best though? When they started going, I don't give a fuck your belt too. And Conor McGregor goes, I don't give a fuck about the belt. And Nate got him real good when he said, then why do you, if you don't give a fuck about the belt, why do you carry it everywhere? And Conor literally sat back like, shit, he got me, son of a bitch. It was the best. It was honestly like the most hilarious moment. To me, it was the most hilarious moment of the whole fucking conference. Was just that part. Why do you carry it everywhere? And Conor was like, shit, I fucking knew I was going to be able to get this motherfucker's head. So it was so good. And it was just a quick fucking little snap from Nate Diaz. It was awesome. Okay, so real quick on the here's what I'm thinking. If Nate Diaz can get in there and use his boxing technique, and by that I mean get in and the fuck out. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Hope you're doing well, man. I could watch that all day. Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you, dude. I could have watched that press conference go another half an hour. It would have been fucking awesome. But here's the way I see it. If Nate Diaz can use his boxing technique, get in and out, hit McGregor a few times, get out. Because we know Nate Diaz is not going to try and knock you out in the first round. He's going to pitter-patter you with 50%, 30% shots. you know, which add up, by the way, after a while. He's going to try and hit you a bunch of times and get the fuck out of dodge before that left hammer comes in. The problem being, Conor McGregor is quick as fuck. All right? We haven't seen a guy like him be as quick and as accurate as, basically we haven't seen anybody be as accurate as Conor McGregor has. You know what I mean? Like, to be able to throw a counter on Jose's chin as good as he did, really difficult to do. So can Nate Diaz get in, cause a little bit of damage, and get out repeatedly, and honestly win a decision or take it to the ground? Nate Diaz didn't know what to say when Conor mentioned Melendez and Shields as being dirty. No, he didn't, right? People should start hardening up. Appreciate that, man. Really do appreciate that. Here's the thing about Nate, though. I mean, look, you can say whatever you want about Melendez and Shields. That was them. I mean, I mean, and honestly, that's a kind of a shitty comeback. You know, Nate was like, oh, you know, everyone's on steroids. You're on steroids. And the best that Conor McGregor come up with is, oh, well, your two friends were on steroids. Yeah. That's the equivalent of, like, your mama. Not even that fucking, you know, not even that fucking, you know, personal, but still. You know, that's literally the equivalent. It's like, well, you're stupid. That's kind of what happened. You know, so you know, McGregor now knows he's not going to get in Nate Diaz's head. That's why he hasn't said shit. I hope he doesn't make the same mistake as everyone else and let Conor land one of his lucky shots. You know what? I stopped believing it was a lucky shot when I kept seeing the replays of how he dropped Jose. Legit fucking stopped thinking it was a lucky. I think that guy's just that damn accurate. It's so crazy. And again, that's one of the things Nate Diaz has to worry about. Can he get in? Can he get out before he gets a fucking bomb landed on his chin? And can he avoid the body shots or at least stand enough to make this a fight? A lot of people, you know, McGregor himself saying, oh, this is going to end within the first round. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to end the first round. I think it'll be like third, fourth round if Conor wins. And there'll be a decision if Nate does. Or, just like Daniel's talking about, if Nate gets him down, is it over for Conor? I think it's possible. It is also great positions, yeah. Now, Conor has put himself in perfect positions. Not just great, but perfect. I mean, the way he avoided Jose's first strike, came back with a left of his own, dropped him. Yeah, he had a left, you know, Jose's left, but that was after he landed his own. So, and keep in mind, Jose's world class. You know what I mean? So it's insanity. It really is. This fight is crazy. If Conor Jiu-Jitsu on par with Diaz, I don't think so. We don't know. I would highly doubt it, just for the fact that Nate Diaz is Nate Diaz. But I would highly doubt his jiu-jitsu's there. But at this point, you know, I've been doubting Conor forever. You know, and remember this last fight against Jose, I was like, I like Jose in this fight, but if Conor wins, I will not be surprised because that guy's come out and done exactly what he said every time. The difference between Nate and Nick is Nate doesn't mind grappling. Exactly, Nate doesn't mind. Sometimes it seems like he prefers to grapple too. You know what I mean? And sometimes he prefers to pull guard or anything. He doesn't mind getting taken down and everything. I would love to see Nick versus Conor. I would have Nick winning all day. If Nick Diaz fought Conor McGregor, I think it would be a Nick Diaz fight. I think Nick Diaz will win that fight. Then again, I said that against GSP, and I said that against Anderson Silva, and I said that against Carlos Condit. So it's one of those things that was kind of weird. What am I seeing Nick versus Conor though? For real, after this fight, maybe make Nick versus Conor at 170 if the UFC isn't trying to put Conor in there with Lawler, or who's he fighting next? Fuck. Is he even fighting anyone next? I don't even think so. So Pettis says he thinks Nate was back down at the press conference. Anthony Pettis is still trying to figure out which part of his body is injured still. So maybe Anthony Pettis should shut the fuck up. And the reason I'm annoyed with Anthony Pettis even talking any kind of shit, okay, is because Anthony Pettis is not, he's not too smart. Let's be honest, okay. Anthony Pettis talks shit. I'm only saying that because Nate Diaz, you know, shit talking him. If Anthony Pettis and Nate Diaz fought, please believe Nate Diaz would be in his head so badly. Because Anthony Pettis has shown us already that he's mentally weak. Let's be honest. I mean, can we agree on that? Anthony Pettis mentally super weak. Incredibly weak. I mean, the Anthony Pettis we saw against Eddie Alvarez was the least confident Pettis I've seen ever. He said he would never be on the same card as his brother, yet they are on the same card again. There you go. Like I said, Pettis, not too smart, 1. Not too quick, 2. And 3, not very confident. You know what I mean? So, Anthony Pettis can say what the fuck he wants. I don't give a fuck. And this is just being real about that. You know, I'm so annoyed by guys just talking. You know what I mean? You got to have some substance, something to say. You can't just blab the blab anymore. Especially if you're a fighter trying to promote yourself. Oh, Nate Diaz is back down at the press conference. Was he? Was it really, Anthony? Or were you seeing yourself in Nate Diaz's spot and you were like, shit, I'd be getting back down the corner. I'd be mumbling at this point. Fuck, I'd have nothing. You know? So it's I don't know, the whole thing's ridiculous, but yeah, whatever. He said that was his problem with Alvarez. He focused too much on wrestling, and he's not a wrestler. Oh man, Pettis' problems began in a lot of places, and I don't think the wrestling match one of them. But I think with Pettis is full confidence right now. He's got none. You know what I mean? If he was a confident guy, he wouldn't have tried to wrestle Alvarez. He would have tried to knock him out. He would have timed everything as best as he could. You know, look again. You know, work on your takedowns or your takedown defense. That makes complete sense. But also work on your timings. You know, at some point, Eddie Alvarez is going to take a shot at taking him down, and Pettis could have thrown one of his crazy flying knees or whatever, little acrobatic movements. But I mean, since he lost, have you seen anything like that from him? No. Pettis lost that fight on his own merit. Agreed. That was on Pettis losing that fight. So again, him talking shit about Nate, that's on him. Not to mention, everybody not named Nate Diaz is probably pissed off they didn't get this fight. Okay. Frankie Edgar's pissed. Frankie Edgar's pissed, and it's funny because it's his dumbest reason to be pissed about it. So Conor wins. You think he fights Lawler at UFC 200 or goes for RDA? Alvarez had nothing. Yeah, Alvarez looked tired to me. He didn't look like he had much. I thought Anthony Pettis should have been able to finish Eddie Alvarez, and he wasn't able to. And that's just like you said, Mike. It was on his own merit. It was on him. Do I think if he wins, he gets Lawler 200? I don't want to see Lawler McGregor. Because Lawler we've seen get knocked out, and he just pops right back up ready to fight, and he goes right. So I don't really care to see Conor versus Lawler, because I think, but although I don't know, Nick Diaz was able to knock Lawler out, but that was back in the day, and he was doing that whole Stockton motherfucker like in the cage and everything. I wonder if the talk would get to Lawler these days. I would think not. But no, I want to see Conor versus RDA. I want to see the fight that we're supposed to see and see if he can take out RDA. I think at 170, if he went up to 170 and was able to beat Lawler, I think every contender in there would be just looking at the chops, just trying to get that fight versus Conor. I think a Carlos Condit could beat Conor. You know what I mean? Should he give up the 445 title? Yeah. I think I think it's already a given that he's gonna give it up. To fight at 170, you see how big he is, man? To get back down to 145 at the size he's at right now is going to be incredibly difficult. Everyone wants Edgar versus McGregor. I'll tell you what, I don't think that fight happens unless it's at 155 pounds or at some kind of, catch weight. Like I said, McGregor's way too big now. Physically, is too big to get down to 145. So I think Frankie Edgar's SOL on that one. I think Jose's going to be shit out of luck, too, unless Jose moves up to 155. I think we're going to end up seeing Jose versus Edgar for the 145 belt once McGregor lets it go, because he will. I really do think he will. I just don't think Conor McGregor can physically do that weight cut anymore. So, but it's to be seen. You never know. He's proven pretty much everybody wrong so far, which is incredible, but still he has. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. As far as Anderson Silva and Michael Bisping, you gotta. I could watch the McGregor Diaz press conference all day. Oh, dude, I wish that thing would have gone 6 hours. I would have watched every second of it. That shit was awesome. But yeah, fucking Anderson Silva and Michael Bisping. Anderson Silva, not going for the finish after he landed that fucking knockout knee on Bisping is the reason he lost that fight. My opinion. Bisping did it. Obviously, Bisping did enough to win, in my opinion, and obviously the judges, to win rounds 1, 2, and 4. Anderson Silva went, 3. He got the knockout, but he didn't finish the fight. He went and celebrated. A lot of people were saying the ref got in the way and all that stuff. A lot of things happened very quickly that came up. That basically came up as a result that we got in that fight. But the refs, that's a screw up. The old Anderson Silva would have finished him. Yeah, probably the old Anderson Silva would have been right in his face and finished him, but who knows? This is a different man we're seeing. This is a different guy. This is not the old Anderson Silva with front kick knockout and shit and everything we've seen him do. It's a weird fight because it's a fight that Anderson Silva lost more than Bisping won, I think. And so it's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of my take on it. Anyway, sorry to cut this short, but I really do got to go. You guys have a wonderful day. Well, what the fuck's wrong with her? It's 5:40 in the morning, chick. This is too early for your psycho shit. All right. I wish I could show you guys this, but it's just weird. The rest should have gotten that should have got the Bisping the mouthpiece. Yeah. Shouldn't have or should have? Should have. Okay. Should have got the Bisping. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And again, I think Herb Dean replied or basically gave his response to why he did what he did, and I had to read it again before. The first time I read it kind of quickly. Bisping shouldn't have stopped fighting. I agree. No, I agree. And he just dropped, kind of talking to Herb Dean, like, can I get my mouthpiece? So it was weird. End of the round and all that shit. So a lot of things happened very quickly that came up with that result. And then the fourth Bisping put it on him. And I guarantee Silva's corner was like, dude, you need to finish. And Bisping, Anderson Silva tried his best and couldn't do it. So, all right, fellas, I really do got to go. You guys have a wonderful day. Hopefully, I catch you guys tonight. I'll let you guys know if we do keep it Warriors or not. Trying to work that out with the guys. I'll be on Twitter all day, of course. Hey, you too, Daniel. Thanks, Mike, for tuning in. Al, thank you for coming on as well. You guys all have a great day. I remember we're one day closer to death, so make this shit count. UFC 196 just days away. Fuck, I'm excited. I'll catch you guys later.